When you have two of the most high-tech smart collars in the country, most expensive smart collars that you're going to find anywhere, it's important to know which one is going to give you the most value and that you're going to save the most money on. These are not cheap smart collars, so you need to make the right decision, and that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to cover these collars, break them down in the long term and the short term, so you know what your short term and your long term savings are going to be. Now the Halo Collar 3 is a pretty versatile machine. It's got precision GPS, real-time tracking, 24-hour battery, all carrier coverage. It's got the perfect fit system for completely tailoring it to your dog's size, magnetic charging, and of course the health and basically activity tracking that keeps up with your dog's well-being, state of mind, and things of that nature. Now the SpotOn collar lacks the activity tracking, the health tracking of the Halo collar, but it has everything else matched for the most part. The biggest exception is the SpotOn collar has keep away zones, and the Halo uses a beacon instead, and it also has off-grid mode and forest mode. Those are several of the biggest features that the SpotOn has that the Halo lacks. And the new SpotOn Omni has an even longer battery than the Halo at 25 hours versus 24. So when it comes to the SpotOn versus the Halo, price-wise, you are definitely getting more value with the SpotOn and more long-term savings. It's a balancing act. I think that the SpotOn has been proven through my experience and with the independent testing results that I talked about earlier. The SpotOn definitely has an accuracy advantage over the Halo, and a lot of the things that you can do with the Halo are already built into the SpotOn. Plus you get the 90-day thing, and you get one free repair. And to me, that when you put all of those things together, the SpotOn is just clearly the superior collar in just about every way. And if you want to check out the SpotOn for yourself, I urge you to visit their online website or go back and check out some of my previous reviews on the SpotOn. I've done the SpotOn by itself and in comparison to a lot of other collars, so there's plenty more information out there for you to absorb. All right, with the side-by-side comparison here, you can see that the SpotOn is normally $999. Right now there's a spring sale going on, and the Halo is $599, so it's a $400 difference. You don't have any subscription fees with the SpotOn in general. You can use the subscription if you want to track your dog. The Halo, you've got 3 tiers of subscriptions and then 3 tiers of monthly, annual, or 2-year. And you can see as I'm scrolling through here, each one costs a little bit more and has a limited amount of fences unless you choose Gold, which gives you an unlimited amount of fences. SpotOn gives you an unlimited amount of fences regardless. With the SpotOn, no subscription is required to create fences and contain your dog. A 2-year optional subscription plan is $240, includes free shipping. The total cost for 2 years with an optional plan is $1,142. The Halo requires a subscription to create fences and contain your dog, and the 2-year mandatory plan is $480. Shipping costs an additional $20, so for a total of 2 years on the mandatory plan with the Halo, you're looking at $1,379, a little bit over $200 more over time than the SpotOn. All right, there are several other less obvious features that don't stand out until you really start using them with the SpotOn. Now, one of those is keep out zones. Actually, it's 2 of them, keep out zones and home zones. You don't need any extra equipment to create these. They're basically zones within your virtual fence zone, but you don't need any extra features with the SpotOn. It takes, all of that stuff is ready to go from the moment you pull the collar out. You get a free one-on-one session with a certified dog trainer, and this is not a SpotOn customer service rep. This is an actual certified dog trainer. You get half an hour free time with them. Then they will show you how to properly train your dog. You get the one-time replacement that if you, let's say your dogs get out there and they're roughhousing in the yard, the collar comes off, falls in the mud, SpotOn will help you locate the collar and will repair or replace it for free one time. They've also got the 90-day return guarantee. That's the best smart collar return guarantee you're going to find. That's 3 months to determine whether or not you really like this thing, and if you'll obviously want to keep it. So that's quite a significant amount of time. Also, Spirent did a independent lab testing analysis on these these smart collars, and they determined that the SpotOn was 7 times more accurate and 6 times more what's the word I'm looking for, consistent in its boundary alerts than any of the other smart collars on the market. Now, Spirent is a independent testing lab, so this is not something where they were directly connected with SpotOn or with Halo. So that's interesting information to take in, and via experience with actually using these things in my own life and with my own dogs, I would have to say that that's absolutely correct. Now with the Halo, you get these really cool beacons, and I'm not gonna lie, I really like the beacon. I use it, especially at the door, the sliding glass where the GPS signal's still strong coming in the house. I use that as a collar deactivation. I place it up on top of the little curtain rack that runs across. That way when the dogs come in, it immediately deactivates their collars. Very convenient. I like the beacons. They're really cool. They're like the little buttons, and you can place them wherever you want to in the house if you want to keep your dog out of that area. And they make 4 different kinds, and one of them is waterproof. You can take it outside and put it somewhere and basically create a spherical keep out zone for your dog. So the beacons are really cool, but unfortunately you only get one with the collar, and if you want additional beacons, regardless of which type, they're like $30 to $40 additional. So that's not anywhere near matching SpotOn's keep out zones, but I will have to admit the beacons are pretty cool. Plus you can use them to walk your dog by just popping it on your key ring or whatever, and you and your dog go for a walk outside of the boundary and it will deactivate the collar, which is pretty neat too. Halo also has a 60-day return policy. It's not as good as SpotOn's 90-day return policy, but that's still 2 months to figure out whether or not this collar is right for you. You got customer support available through Zoom calls, and obviously you could chat with them online. One thing Halo is really good at, one of the features I've always liked with Halo, is all of their pre-recorded visual training guides. They have a ton of them, and they cover the gamut from beginning to end, the whole training process, along with some additional tips and tools that you can use as well. Unfortunately with Halo, they don't have the same kind of one-time return policy or repair policy that SpotOn does. If you want to replace this collar, it's going to cost you $199. So don't break it. Don't let your dogs break it. So like I said, you got all these pre-recorded training videos and stuff, and that to me is a little better than the atmosphere you get with the SpotOn's. Their visual training, they don't offer nearly as much, but to me that's probably the only edge Halo 3 really has remaining over the SpotOn. All right, that about wraps things up. Obviously, I'm a pretty huge fan of the SpotOn. If you go back and check out some of my reviews and comparison videos that I've made, I think it's pretty clear that I really like the SpotOn, and it's not a matter of just promoting that specific collar over another because I personally like it. Using these collars for months on end, the SpotOn just outshines the competition in almost every way. It's not to say the Halo 3 is bad, but what you're getting, considering what you're paying, you're just getting more with the SpotOn. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We've got several more things coming up here. I've got some of this stuff hanging up on the wall that I've got to break out, use, review, and bring you the results. So those likes and subscriptions go a long ways towards helping me do that. And also feel free to comment. You have a SpotOn or a Halo, it doesn't matter what generation, and you want to talk about it, feel free, or ask questions, concerns. I always try to get on here, and I say this at the end of every video. I try to get on there every day and check out your questions and concerns and answer to the best of my ability. So I really appreciate y'all checking out the video today, and have a fantastic day.